Hello, I'm Terry Longwood with the Midday News. Public servants of Rabaul District Administration, East New Britain Province, have been urged to comply with the government procurement process when raising claims. The Provincial Finance Division held a two-day integrated financial management system in-house training for Section 32 officers and authorized acquisition officers. The Section 32 officers comprise of the Provincial Administrator, Deputy Provincial Administrators, Sector Advisors, District Administrators, LG Managers, while AROs are the Administration Officers. The training is aimed at improving competency of Section 32 officers, especially the admin officers, in performing their tasks required in IFMS effectively and efficiently. Flowers are indeed a therapeutic remedy to stress. Florists who participated in the recent Goroka Flower Show could not say enough how their hobby is satisfying.
The recent Goroka Flower Show was a day for florists and flower lovers to shine. Besides displaying their art and making a few kinas, they provided advice on what their passion continues to do for them in their lives.
Big plus something awesome. You may get all plenty, all piggy, merry man, all round nothing stuff. It's not expensive to start off this. You can start off with 50 kina. As you go along, you grow him.
My hobby actually becomes my stress reliever, and my stress reliever it turns into an SME. Yeah.
They also spoke proudly of the type of plants and flowers they grew and the advice they had for customers who were interested.
Mostly we grow more succulents, cactus, plus all indoor plants like snake plants, bromeliad, all anthuriums. But I am more into succulents and cactus. Okay, most of these succulents and cactus are all ones where I'm introduced into the country through all Mary all importing come. Na mipla buying again, na mipla selling. So. These plants are really taking more time to look out them good because they are more tender, and soft, and all more vulnerable or any vulnerable kind of environmental factors will affect him. So time all man combine plants, we plus again advice one them, tips on how to look out him. Any problem, you can always keep in touch through Facebook, WhatsApp, Instagram.
And let's not forget the uniqueness and beauty in some of the flower displays and crafts they created. Phenomenal.
It's a bouquet. It's a dried bouquet, and that's our specialty. Yes. And it's for garden wedding.
The Department of Community Development and Religion is currently reviewing the informal sector policy, which lapsed in 2014. The revised version would illustrate how these florists can transition from informal sector to the SME space. For now, every opportunity to market their product is an opportunity to be better and expand their network. Salome Vincent, TVWAN News.
At least 1,500 youths from the Moresby Northeast electorate are going through mass screening for a spot in Phase 2 of the Urban Youth Employment Project. Dubbed Second Chance for young people aged between 16 and 29, the National Capital District Commission is taking the project head-on to benefit its youths in the electorates as well as the Motu Koitabu areas. And City Governor Paul Sparkop maintains that 70% of the population is under 30 years old, making youths most of the population, and coupled with high rates of youth unemployment, more needs to be done at all sectors of the nation. And the 1,500 youths will make up batches 3, 4 and 5. They are from Ward 1, Hanubada, Tatana and Baroni, Ward 7, Garden Hill, Ohola 1, 2, 3 and 4, Murray Barracks and Burns Peak, and Ward 11, all stages in Geruhu, Rainbow and surrounding areas. In regional news, creating artificial eyes requires hours of painstaking work by a specialist artist, but researchers are now trialing a 3D printed prosthetic eyes, which hopes it can be produced more quickly and accurately.
In a hospital workshop, an ocularist moulds and paints tiny masterpieces. Each canvas a centimetre. Flecks of colour and light are carefully applied.
Everything's like a fingerprint, so no patient is the same.
Nicholas Pools makes the prostheses for patients who've had cancer, traumatic injuries, or were born with one or no eyes. It takes about 24 hours to craft each piece.
It can be a frustrating job. You can spend a lot of time making an eye and you look at it and you think, no, I'm not happy with that.
It means a lot to patients like Craig Fall, who was diagnosed with skin cancer on his eyelid about 15 years ago.
And they took my eye and bone and there's mesh put back in there and skin grafts.
The plumber uses an orbital prosthesis, similar to this one, for social occasions.
You feel normal. You feel like no one's looking at you or staring at you or judging you, I guess.
Now researchers are using 3D printing technology to make artificial eyes, building them up layer by layer. 10 patients are having 3D scans and high-resolution photographs taken, so they can evaluate the look and feel of the printed eyes.
We can take a photograph of the patient's existing eye, mirror it to the other side and perfectly replicate that.
It takes less than an hour to print one of these prosthetic eyes, so a major benefit will be that if a patient loses or damages theirs, a replacement can be quickly made for them. Researchers are hoping to conduct a larger clinical trial. Ocularists will still be needed to fine-tune and fit the artificial eyes, meaning machines won't replace humans just yet.
A warning. This next report contains images some viewers may find distressing. The ABC has obtained footage showing commercial kangaroo shooters exercising cruelty in killing the animals. This comes as global brands move to phase out kangaroo leather and the United States considers a country ban-wide. But exporters here are fighting to defend the industry.
Jane Gibb moved to regional Victoria in search of a tranquil place to set up a yoga retreat. But some years later, that changed.
The commercial kangaroo shooters moved into the town and started shooting kangaroos very close to our property, like 60 metres away from our front door.
Jane and her customers stumbled across severed kangaroo paws and heads.
It's become a very frightening place to live.
Commercial shooters must follow a national code of practice to kill kangaroos humanely. But ABC News has obtained this footage in New South Wales showing one still alive after being shot. It's dragged to a truck, lifted onto a hook before its throat is cut. RSPCA New South Wales says it is investigating the matter. The RSPCA's Di Evans says shooters should wear body cameras and be banned from killing female kangaroos, especially ones with joeys.
That without their mums, they're at risk of predation, starvation and exposure.
Animal welfare campaigns have led to brands like Nike phasing out kangaroo leather. American politicians will soon consider legislation that would ban roo products across the US. Those who sell the meat and leather are looking for new markets and defend the practice.
The fact is, this industry is really heavily audited and inspected.
State governments say there's an overpopulation of kangaroos that needs to be managed, but animal rights groups and others have argued the population estimates used to justify annual hunting quotas are overstated. Dennis Hogan says commercial shooters like him kill animals humanely, but he can't vouch for non-licensed shooters.
We're not weekenders, we do it for a living.
A living supported by federal and state governments.
Back home, the United States Embassy in Papua New Guinea expresses gratitude to the government of Papua New Guinea for their assistance during an unscheduled diversion of 4 American military jets to Port Moresby's Jackson's International Airport. The aircraft had to deviate from their planned flight path due to unforeseen circumstances. With the support of the Department of Transport and airport staff, the jets were able to safely land, spend an hour at the airport and resume their journey. The incident highlights the strong partnership between the US and PNG. In sports, State of Origin in 2023 has been snatched by the Queensland Maroons after they hammered New South Wales 32-6 in Wednesday night's Game 2 in Brisbane. They'll now head to Sydney next month with a chance to secure the first series whitewash in 13 years. The Maroons attack the game with
under pressure. Josh Adokari just couldn't come up with a clean catch. He gets high, the ball travels over the back of the hand. Valentine Holmes, he does the clean-up work. Much smaller.
Moses backs himself, chips, chases, Moses! Munster back there, but that is a play of a footballer.
He just forced the pass. He couldn't find the chest of Brian To'o.
So the North, Carrigan sends it through the hands, Walsh over the top, picked up on the bump, Holmes with the put down, it's his second! Collins the tackle, they head left to Luai, a tackle by Cook on tackle number 1, it's missed the move, Taulagi with a kick, Payne Haas is back there, it doesn't matter, it bounced, but the hammer, he's offload, ball picked up, now it's with Cook to the line, Cook scores the try.
Come quick enough to stop it. That's a try that's turned the momentum. The Blues were coming. I feel like that's now turned it back to the Maroons.
South Wales, Hudson Young's dropped the ball. Five and last now. Munster picks up across them, here comes Air Coach. It's on the ground, it's a try. He offloads out the back, it's juggled by Martin, and it's picked up by Taulagi, and you can shine.
Meanwhile, in badminton, at the Special Olympics World Summer Games in Berlin, Germany, PNG's Emmanuel Savara and Martha Awong went down to Andorra Sandra Cavallo Grillo and Enric Adrian Gato from 5 points in the mixed doubles match. In the second game, Emmanuel and Martha, their opponents from Bulgaria, 18 points to 16. In the third game, both lost to Macau duo Mary Sip Ip and won Chongfon 5 points to 15. This completed the divisioning rounds for the singles and mixed doubles. And Samantha Mayasa has won a silver gold in the 200-meter finals in a time of 33.70 seconds. She finished strongly behind Astuindi of Bahrain, who won gold in a time of 33.11 seconds. Anna Kalan of Germany settled for bronze with a time of 34.23 seconds. Before we go, Goroka District in Eastern Highlands hosted the first flower show in Goroka Town early this month. Florists from other districts in Eastern Highlands flocked the provincial capital to showcase their art. The show, an initiative of the Goroka Show Committee, also attracted florists from neighbouring Highlands provinces and one group from Morobe. The flower was organised to create a market opportunity for informal sector florists to sell their products.
Goroka District in Eastern Highlands Province hosted the first flower show in Goroka Town. Florists from other districts in Eastern Highlands flocked the provincial capital to showcase their art. The show, an initiative of the Goroka Show Committee led by Chairlady Karen Hargreaves, also attracted florists from neighbouring Highlands provinces and one group from Morobe. The flower show was organised to create a market opportunity for informal sector florists to sell their products, share floriculture knowledge and network. Florists from Mendi, Mount Agian, Jiwaka, Simbu, Leron in Morobe Province and from other districts in Eastern Highlands attended.
100% be supporting this flower because I'm first flower show na good plan lo me flower mama come boom me look go come get to know each other me building this network na at the same time this show am helping me generating income and I think me should get this every year lo
sa market lo street lo ngajen no kan look sa we so misa silib lo juagan na misa golo western island so now to se mi gat florica solo goroka so mi am master
Plenty time you got heavy, you go in the flower garden, you're happy just that by looking at them. Na you buy kisimbel isi na come out. Na too, I'm helping me all mama and bringing me income, come the family, me all planting mama. I'm helping me all paying all bills because now time am hard.
A number of sponsors for the Goroka show, including the National Gaming and Control Board, were invited to the flower show. NGCB pledged to support the flower show for 3 years with 25,000 kina for each year. George Koki, an individual sponsor of the flower show, gave his support. His wife also participated as a florist.
And next year we'll definitely make it bigger and better, and competition will be up, more competitive. So apart from making money and providing income for some of you women, it's also health benefit. It has its plus for living with flowers.
And that ends the midday news. More to come at 6 this evening.